Hey there, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 absolute must-haves in a skincare routine, an anti-aging strategy-based skincare routine. Same steps I use no matter what I'm testing, no matter what I'm trying out. The same 5 steps I've been doing since my early 20s that has kept my skin looking great all the way up to the age of 62, which is where I'm at now. And hopefully it's going to keep me looking great onward and beyond. And the really great news is these 5 steps are simple. They're going to make sense to some of you. Many of you will have 1 or 2 of them. Some of you might have all of them, but these 5 things I'm going to talk about are the keystone to having a great skincare routine that's going to give you your best looking skin at every single age. And quickly before we jump in, I want to say thank you again to everybody, all you new subscribers. If you haven't been following along, this channel has really grown very fast the last couple of months. Channel's about 8 years old. I've been doing this on camera for 8 years. Many of you began with me in the beginning. Thank you for sticking around. But we've added 150,000 new subscribers in the last 30 days, jumping from like 600 a month ago to now 750,000 subscribers. I don't know what's going on out there, but I appreciate you guys sharing my work. I appreciate the word of mouth and you guys sharing my workout. I really do appreciate you. And again, so exciting times here on the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, might be a good time to do that. So as I always do, let's get into this very quickly here. These 5 steps become more important, especially as you get older. So if you've been someone who's been looking in the mirror and saying, my skincare routine is not really working very well for me, you might be missing one of these. And just by making sure that these things happen on a day-to-day basis, you can really change not only how your skin looks today and tomorrow, but the trajectory of the aging process as you get older. And the first one, a very important one, is how you cleanse your skin every day. Now, there's a lot of conjecture out there. Do I need to wash my skin in the morning? Do I need to cleanse it at night? Do I need to do both of those all the time? And the answer is not always the same for everyone. In fact, the answer is never the same for everyone. You want to reduce the amount of cleansing you do unless it's absolutely necessary, like from being sweaty or having had a lot of products on your face. You always want to cleanse your skin at night. Not always necessary to do in the morning. In the morning, a warm washcloth, which is what I do. I do not strip my skin of natural oil anymore. Again, 62. I want to leave as much moisture and oil in my skin as possible, and yet I want to get any overnight products off. So a warm, steamy washcloth for a couple of minutes can work wonders. And if you still feel like you need a deeper morning cleanse, then an oil cleanse or an oil-based cleanser is a really good product to use. So if you have dry skin, the kind of cleanser you want is a creamy, it can be foaming, but creamy, moisturizing cleanser that does not take too much oil out of your skin. So if you've been using a cleanser and your skin feels really tight and stretched and squeaky clean, the cleanser you're using is too strong or too harsh and removing too much moisture and oil from your skin, and you need to shop around for a better one. And just so you know, if you didn't know, I will put links to recommendations of these type of products in the video description below this video, so you don't need to write all this down if you don't want to. It will be there for you when we get done here today. If you have extra oily skin, then a clarifying cleanser is one you want to choose, one that is labeled for oily skin. And again, same rules though. If you're using that cleanser and your skin feels super tight and dry and squeaky clean, that's not what we want. We want the skin to feel hydrated, refreshed, and clean. Always, no matter what type of cleansing you're doing, that's what you want. Oily skin types usually need to do a skin cleansing during the morning and one at night. Now, if you work out like I do, sometimes an extra cleansing is needed during the day. If that is the case for both skin types, you want to definitely use a moisturizing cleanser that is not going to remove too much excess oil. And again, that's even if you have oily skin, because when we strip too much oil out of oily skin, guess what? It produces more. So you end up battling much more oil on your skin that can lead to problems like larger looking pores and breakouts. And all of this with cleansing designed to keep your skin's pH in its normal range. And again, not strip out too much moisture and oil that can lead to those extra problems. And the second non-negotiable step is to make sure you have some sort of antioxidant product in your skincare routine, like a vitamin C serum. That's the simplest, usually the least expensive. Now, you can pay a lot for vitamin C serums, and sometimes that's justified because vitamin C serums fall along a spectrum of strengths, especially if they are ascorbic acid based. But there are also milder, more stable forms of vitamin C serums that are sodium ascorbate phosphate based. Those are perfect for people with sensitive skin, but vitamin C serums play an integral role on the surface of the skin to stop damage from free radicals and toxins. We touch our face a lot, up to 900 times per day. I'm not even kidding. Think of vitamin C as your morning hero, an antioxidant. They go after those free radicals or molecules that are missing an electron, bouncing around in your skin, stealing electrons from your healthy cells, damaging your collagen. This is what we call oxidative stress, which creates a chain reaction of damage in your skin. That vitamin C serum puts a stop to that process, acting like a shield that intercepts that damage before it even happens. But that's not all it does. Vitamin C is also a cofactor in helping your skin build collagen. And while we talk a lot about taking vitamin C along with collagen peptides in the diet, studies show that vitamin C on the skin topically helps protect the collagen you do have while encouraging new production. And for those of us with very mature skin, vitamin C serum also helps break down those melanin pockets that contribute to things like age spots, dark patches, anything that has to do with photoaging. So applying a few drops every morning right after your cleansing as your next step in your routine is a powerful way to combat all of this. Next up, and this is a newer step for a lot of people, and that is adding peptides topically to your skin to replenish your skin's building blocks. So where we think of vitamin C as the defender, we think of peptides as your construction crew, assisting our own skin's internal factories to produce the proteins, because that's what peptides are. They're amino acids that assist proteins in your skin. And where a full collagen molecule is too large to get through the skin to be of any benefit other than moisturizing, these amino acids are actually absorbed into the upper layers of the skin and used directly by the skin cells in the process of regeneration. And the way they do this is they act as the signals or the very messengers carrying instructions to your skin cells. This in turn tells those factories to repair and strengthen elastin fibers and of course to turn on that collagen production. Sort of like sending a work order to a crew that's been sitting around on lunch break a little bit too long and reminding them to get back to work building firm, resilient skin. So by including a peptide serum, you're giving your skin a dose of those all-important amino acids, sparking repair and hopefully reestablishing some of that cellular communication that gets lost in the making of those repairs. A well-formulated, multifaceted peptide serum, and again, I will give you my recommendations down below for those, can really make a big difference in how your skin looks, especially over time. The next step is making sure that we help the skin speed up its cellular turnover process. As we get older, that slows down. There's a very thin layer of dead skin cells that builds up on the skin, making it almost impossible for a lot of your skincare products to penetrate to the depth they need to be effective. So we need to get that skin off. Now, we talk about scrubs and mechanical ways of exfoliating, and that done 1 or 2 or 3 times a month. Great. But on a daily basis, you can speed this up with the use of some mild skincare acids of the AHA or alpha hydroxy acids or beta BHA hydroxy acids. Interestingly enough, because I had such bad acne back in my teens in the 80s, one of the things that my dermatologist at the time recommended was a serum all those years ago. This one, still around today, a 14% glycolic acid serum. This one by Alpha Skincare, used to be called Alpha Hydroxy. One of the very first brands to come out with these type of acids for the skin. Did wonders for my skin, and over the years, I've continued to use it because whenever I've stopped, even for a brief amount of time, I can feel the difference in the texture of my skin versus having that old dead skin layer off. Products work better, I get better results, and let's face it, I'm trained to know the science, I know it works. And one of the great things about this particular step is it's very inexpensive. The AHA, alpha hydroxy acid, in this case made from sugars that help dissolve the bond between old dead skin on the surface and new skin underneath, and in a matter of days you begin to see that new skin. And just think, as you're treating your skin with other treatments, maybe it's for fine lines and wrinkles, maybe it is for age spots, those products are going to work much better because they're going to be able to be absorbed to the level where they're going to be much more effective and give you many more benefits. Now, I could talk whole videos on all the different types of AHAs and BHAs, but for this video, this step, you just need an AHA serum that's simple, that can be applied and do this for you on a daily basis. And then my last non-negotiable, and I've talked about this ingredient for years, is some sort of retinol product. Now, there are alternative retinol products that I'm using today, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but the king of all skincare treatments topically has been for many years and continues to be retinoic acid. Retinoic acid, which is the end result of applying a retinol cream, lotion, or even prescription tretinoin to your skin, it converts into this acid, which is readily absorbed and used by your skin cells to produce healthier, longer living skin cells in their place. It also helps spark collagen production over time. It strengthens skin elasticity. It brings back youthfulness. It helps speed up cellular turnover. It actually supports all of the other steps that we just talked about and has been shown to be one of the #1 sun damage reversing, age protecting products you can apply to your skin. There is a problem though with tretinoin and retinols. That conversion process is very irritating to a lot of folks when they apply it to their skin. There are other drawbacks in the fact that you really can't use it during the day because sunlight breaks it down. It also makes your skin more sun sensitive, and there is usually an acclimation period to it over time, both for over-the-counter and for prescription. I would know, I used tretinoin for many, many years myself. But the good news is, for those of us who have sensitive skin or are getting older and we don't want to apply something quite as harsh, but we want to get similar results, there's a plant extract called bakuchi oil, which I've talked about at length. It was a big deal when I made the switch and made that announcement. Bakuchi oil as a plant extract. Much better for most skin types because it's gentle, it doesn't cause that reaction, there's no conversion process when it's applied to the skin, and yet, in studies, and have been using it for almost a year myself, the results that it gives you on your skin are absolutely astounding. And being a plant extract, a more holistic way to approach this particular step in your skincare routine without an acclimation period and also without the risk of that dryness, flakiness, redness period that happens for almost everyone who uses tretinoin or retinol, but especially for those of you who have sensitive skin. Again, I will link to my recommendations for all of this stuff down below in the video description box. And I know I said there were 5 steps, but there are a couple of extra steps I'm going to give you in this video while we're on the topic. The first one, using a slugging process at night, a capping process. Now, I've talked about using things like Aquaphor. Not such a fan of Vaseline, but we've discussed using castor oil or products that are designed for this purpose. And what this step does is it holds moisture in your skin, keeping your actives active longer, especially overnight, giving you a refreshed, hydrated, healthier looking skin in the morning. It's a great practice for anybody over 35. And if you're someone who has extra dry skin or you live in a really dry climate, this is a game changer for you when it comes to treating those areas. The next one that's super important that I learned in my late teens and 20s that has paid off dividends for me is using sun protection, whether that is clothing, wearing your hats when you're out in the sun, or a good sunscreen. We have a new ingredient that's been approved by the FDA to be included in sunscreens now that's non-toxic, so there will be a video coming out on that soon. So again, if you haven't subscribed, you might want to do it for that one. But the bottom line is, when I get the question, what sunscreen should I use? The one you will wear. So if you like mineral sunscreens, and there are many of them today that work just fine without that white pasty shine, or you want to use a hybrid, which is a little bit of a chemical added to a natural base sunscreen of zinc, that's usually my choice. Or you want to go full out chemical sunscreen, I don't really care. The bottom line is you need to protect your skin. And I will throw this in because I'm all about the science. There's not one person who has died from using sunscreen, chemical or not. In petri dishes, in studies and tests, there have been some concerning results with cells in a dish. But there's not one case, and you can go look it up, of anyone using a sunscreen, chemical or not, that has died from that. What people have died from is skin cancer, and every one of us knows somebody in our family or friend group who's had to have skin cancer cells removed. So there you have it, 5 functional science-backed steps that I do, and I'm sharing it with you so you can do them. The very ones I've relied on for years to keep my skin looking like this, all the way to 62. Again, the steps and my recommendations all listed below. And for even more ways to roll back that clock on skin and body aging, you might want to check out this video that I have picked out for you next. One more time, thank you for the 750,000 subscriber mark. I'm wondering if we're going to get to 1 million. At any rate, thank you for sharing my work and supporting my channel. Stay beautiful, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you over on that next video.